Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
That was Charlie Kirk, and for anyone who's unaware of who he is a political commentator who does a bunch of debates not only online but also in person, where he has people come down and talk to him and change his mind, normally at college campuses if it's not happening online. Unfortunately, yesterday while doing one of these debates at a Utah campus, he was fatally shot after asking that last question that you saw at the very beginning of this video. It is now pronounced dead.
John Solomon's reporting on Just the News that he's passed. Yes, is this what I'm hearing? Yes, can I get it here? Yes.
Authorities said they've recovered a weapon, which they described as a high-powered rifle. They also say the suspect appears to be college-aged and, in their words, blended in well with the college crowd.
What started off as just normal content for Charlie Kirk just became one of the worst events to happen for not only him, his family, but also a lot of his fans. And it's genuinely very eerie when you think about it, because moments before this entire situation happened, he's doing a normal debate, his normal content, and having fun with the crowd of people that were there attended to see him.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
That video right there was literally seconds before the fatal incident actually happened. And for a lot of people who are out there who might actually want to go and see the video, I definitely would not recommend that at all, because it is very graphic, not censored at all, and most places like Reddit and Twitter are not even taking down the video, so you might just be genuinely surprised when you end up seeing it. Happening in broad daylight in front of a crowd of a bunch of people, even his wives and children, is generally so bad that even as most people who would be on the freedom of speech or uncensored side literally wondering why these videos are not getting taken down by these websites.
I just mean some types of censoring when it comes to like somebody that's in high school that is turning on Twitter and they see videos of gory and bloody videos. But I think if you're 16, 17 years old tuning into Twitter and seeing like that, it's
obviously, initially, with no one being aware of his condition, a bunch of people on Twitter, Reddit, and all of these public speaking platforms were in straight pandemonium, wondering if he was going to be okay. A lot of prayers being sent out, a lot of words being spoken, and he was obviously going to be rushed to the emergency care that they had. Unfortunately, it didn't take too long for a lot of people to start ringing out the fact that he was unfortunately passed away. A lot of people talking about it, that being a lot of right-wing commentators, even the media that I showed you before, and crazy enough, even Donald Trump putting out a tweet saying he's sending his hopes and prayers to Charlie Kirk along with his family because of how he had passed away.
Yeah, so I'm the chairman of the College Republicans of America. I had 5 students working the event with Charlie. The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah, have both said that Charlie has passed. And that is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
At the time of me recording this video, the police have put out a new look for what they feel like the suspect is. And I know previously there was some other guy who was like some old dude that they ended up saying was actually the suspect, who turned out to not be the case because apparently he was too far away or not far enough away. Well, they do have somebody new who was dressed up in glasses, had a mask on, and as I showed in the beginning of this video, it was just more like a student to blend in. They are actually looking for more information on him because he is still at large. Along with the fact that there was apparently another shooting that happened in Utah, there was just no good information coming from there at all, depending on where you actually sit, because the debates around Charlie Kirk's death have been truly insane, and a lot of the takes people have been giving have been pretty interesting to say the least, depending on what side politically you are leaning and how you feel about him.
Guys, Charlie Kirk isn't dead. He's in here. He's in here. He's in here, guys. I'd assume that my Puffco and where Charlie Kirk is right now both sit at around 575 degrees.
And truly interesting would be putting it lightly, because a lot of jokes are being made depending on where you're looking, specifically Twitter, with a lot of people getting their takes up about how much they despised him, didn't like him, and apparently how much he deserved it. While on the other side, we have a lot of people praising him, saying that we lost an amazing person. Again, people like Donald Trump literally putting out entire videos talking about how they are truly upset that he is gone missing, and taking the time out of his day in order to say something because of how important he was to him and the people around him.
Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America.
Now, I'll be honest, I don't know how important or how close of friends you have to be with Donald Trump in order to get a personal video from him, but that just shows you the wide reach he has and the amount of people that truly did know about him. But for anybody that doesn't know him and doesn't really understand why he would have those two so polarizing takes from people, it's because of a lot of the things he said on this debate. He was a very radical person and would say a lot of things that genuinely would get under people's skin, which is putting it very lightly. And because his word was so powerful, as I showed you, literally Donald Trump has made a video talking about him. A lot of people feel like what he says is important, and the radical stuff that he says has a lot of effect and can cause a lot of change. But when he talks about things, it's in a very negative way.
Hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that
in the last
affected
80 years.
The generation.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
Trust me, there were a lot more clips and a lot more crazy radical things that he said. It was very obvious to see what Charlie Kirk stood for and what he was against. Mainly gay people, trans, black people. The way that he talked about these subjects was never truly in a positive light, and it caused a very big divide between those groups of people and Charlie Kirk. So when I see these people who are upset about the things that he said, not really caring that he has passed away, I genuinely cannot judge them, because in their eyes, this is someone that has not only always spewed hate about them, but in some instances literally never even viewed them as people and called them lesser than. So them seeing an oppressor in their eyes be gone from this world is not going to cause any pain or strife or empathy from them. It is generally just going to be something that they're just going to move on from the day as if it never really happened. Now, regardless of how you may feel about some of their viewpoints, their opinions, I am not one to say there and be like, you should be celebrating someone's death. I feel like that's a little outrageous, but I definitely am understanding of the side of people who are just going to move on with their day as if it never even happened. Now, so some people that might sound messed up, but truly, they don't have empathy for this guy, and in some instances, he never really had empathy for them.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage, but
the impact from this is also a lot bigger than Charlie Kirk's, because again, the debate style that he does is nothing new, and a lot of people go and do those same things, and it's caused people to look inward to see moving forward if they should buff up their security, if this is even a safe thing to do, because if it can happen to him, it can happen to more people. Again, like Myron Gaines, who is someone who goes out and does this debate style content to college campuses and has people come up so they could change his mind, and he actually was supposed to have a debate recently, but is going to end up canceling it because he doesn't know how to feel about the situation and isn't fearing of his own safety, because if something like that can happen to Charlie Kirk, he feels like something like that could definitely happen to him.
I actually had a debate set up for tomorrow in Asheville, North Carolina.
Are you still going to go to your event? Or are you going to cancel it?
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Myron, you got to cancel it, bro.
I would advise to cancel it because
cancel it. Myron, cancel it. Can't be doing this anymore. You can't put yourself at risk.
Yeah, I literally I just got this info like 10 minutes ago, so I you know, obviously I'm still kind of figuring out what the hell's going on. I didn't even really think about Asheville until you guys brought it up.
This entire situation, outside of being something crazy that happened, the ramifications from it are already noticeable even just a couple of hours later. A lot of people like Myron Gaines questioning if they should even do this debate style content in person anymore. A lot of people from these college campuses in fear of their lives, and even other college campuses worried about even having these people on, and people around Charlie Kirk and people opposed to him saying a crazy ton of things online about him. It genuinely is sad to see, and hopefully in the future we don't have anything like this happen again. And a bunch of people learn from the situation and start moving differently as a whole. But at the end of the day, that's just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do it would be the comment section down below, because this video is unfortunately over. But if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider giving it a like, and if you enjoy content like this, then maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week and never miss out on a single upload. If you hit that bell icon, because you'll be notified the millisecond a video goes live. But that's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.